Normally I'm teaching you all to save money in your 20s. My last however many videos have all been about how to save money. But in this video today, we're going to go over what areas that you should spend your money in, whether it's in your 20s, 30s, 40s. These three areas are very essential to your well-being, your overall health, and all of these areas will impact your future. So it's always important to prioritize these over other areas where you can spend less money in and not necessarily worry about causing a huge financial burden. So the first area that we're talking about is your food, the food you put into your body. And I know in my past videos I said not to eat out, and that's true. Do not eat out. You don't have to spend money going to fancy restaurants with super nice ambiances, but in terms of the quality of the food that you put in your body, that is going to be worth spending money on. I'm sure you've been to a grocery store before. You can see the different areas, or you can see the different types of products. For example, certain meats might be organic while others are not. Others might have less inspection methods and stuff like that. I would recommend that you get the higher quality cut of meat because you're going to be putting it into your body. It's going to be fueling your day. There's a lot of things that are dependent on how you feel. So the higher quality food in your body, the more fuel that you have, the better quality fuel that's in your body, the better you will function. And that, as a result, will allow you to make more money, be happier, and just be more productive. So why skimp out on that? There's too many negatives that come with skimping out on the quality of food you put into your body. So if you want to eat super high processed foods, if you want to eat foods with 50, 60 ingredients in their ingredient lists, your stomach's going to hurt, you're not going to feel well, and then as a result, you're going to be spending more money on your health later on in life. And why would you want to do that? Eat the high quality whole foods and make that slight sacrifice because it's not even that much more expensive. It might be a few extra dollars. If you really can't afford it, I get it. Maybe be selective of what fruits you get organic or what type of meats that you get that are grass-fed, stuff like that, okay? But overall, be eating higher quality foods. Even if it's not the top tier list of the food that you could put into your body, make sure at least it's B+ tier. Don't get the super cheap processed stuff regardless of the pricing on it. Even if you think that, hey, I could buy this one bag of chips, or I can buy 5 bags of chips before I buy that one bag of organic avocados. That's not a good way to look at it. Look at it in terms of, okay, I will put this into my body, and as a result of me spending a little bit more, I'm going to make significantly more money. I'm going to feel significantly better. Whereas if I get that cheap processed food, I will feel so bad that I'm going to have to spend extra money on maybe health supplements. I might have to take a day off of work because my stomach doesn't feel good. Like, there's so many different things that are a factor of the food you put into your body that it makes the most sense to put the highest quality food into your body. At least the highest quality you can afford. That's the best way to go about figuring out what you should purchase from the grocery store and then what you put into your body as well. Don't go to restaurants and use that as an excuse to spend more money. Don't say, oh, Brajesh said that you should spend a lot of money on food. I'm saying you should spend money on the quality of food that you can afford. If you can afford to buy those organic fruits and those grass-fed meats, I would recommend that 10 out of 10 times instead of using that money for other areas that might be like a purchase for a pair of shoes or some clothes, stuff like that. That's not going to have as big of an ROI as putting high quality food into your body. The next area that we're going to talk about, and I'm sure you're happy to hear that there's another area where you can spend money on, and Brajesh is trying to make you be frugal today, so that area would be your fitness. You need to be going to the gym, you need to be working out, you need to be moving, especially you tech bros who spend 8, 9, 10 hours a day behind a laptop. You need to get moving. Your body needs to move to feel good, to feel alive, to not get super tight and just break down. Trust me, when I'm telling you, there's no worse feeling than tailbone pain or lower back pain, especially when you're like 20. That's not the time for you to have these types of issues. You don't want to ever have these types of issues, but especially at such a young age, use your body now. Use it, move around, stretch, get a nice gym membership. You don't have to go to a place that costs over $50 a month. There's a lot of different chain gyms that have all the exercise equipment that you need, and over time you might spend $30 a month. So over the course of a year, you're spending about, it might cost you $360 plus some annual fees and so maybe a sign-up fee. So you might have to spend around $400 a year. But for your health, your body, it's a similar concept to putting high quality food into your body, because you only get one body. So take care of it, make the most out of it, and make sure it lasts you. You want your body to last you as long as possible. So going to the gym will definitely help you do that. Even if you're not super into weightlifting and stuff like that, there's different cardio machines. Certain gyms have different amenities, so you can go swimming, you can go in the sauna, you're just moving, feeling good, playing basketball if that's your thing. There's a lot of different things you can do at the gym, and just overall by taking better care of your body, it's just going to last you longer and result in you making more money and just living a better quality of life. And your fitness isn't necessarily just capped at the gym. Even your supplements are very important as well. If you are deficient in a certain vitamin, you can easily go to the grocery store or a pharmacy and then get the essential vitamin that your body's lacking. You might take protein powder, so investing in a tub of protein every month is a better decision than not. You want to drink higher quality water, that's also very important. And even creatine is important as well. Whatever supplement stack you want to run, I think that's a good investment for your body, for your health, and just for your overall sanity. You don't necessarily have to have a crazy amount being spent, but if you're debating whether you should spend that extra $10 a month on a tub of creatine, you probably should do it. If you're super penny pinching, you might have to cut it out. And if you can afford to put money in there, I would highly recommend that. The last area that you should focus on, and you should not be so stingy with spending money, is dating. And especially if you're young, you definitely are trying to look for a significant partner. If you're looking in your 20s, 25, maybe even 30s, you're dating, the girl you marry, the guy you marry, is very, very important. So if you want to start investing into that relationship when you meet that person, it is well worth it. Don't have the ideology of waiting super, super long to even start dating. There's a difference between not settling down and not dating. Like, you can still date casually, you can go on dates, have romance in your life, whereas there are some people that settle down super early, and that's one thing if you want to do. If you want to have kids earlier than others, if you want to have kids at an early age, that's something you should consider as well, of the overall timeline. And if you want to maybe have kids by like 23, 24, 25, you probably should start looking within at least 3 years prior to that. So now might be a perfect opportunity, depending how old you are when you are watching this video. But if you even want to have kids later on, you should still date periodically, go on dates periodically, so you still have that romance in your life, so you still know how to be charismatic and charming and be a good fit for somebody else. Because it's very difficult for you to neglect that area for maybe 10 years completely and then try to get back into the groove of things and trying to really settle and then try to settle down with a partner that you can attract. But it's kind of difficult if you don't do any sort of dating for 10 years and then think to yourself, hey, I want to settle down, I want to find the best quality wife, and then immediately get the result that you want. It would be better to date periodically, and then when you're ready to settle down financially, you have enough money and you're ready to commit to a long-term relationship and you're ready to have children, that's when you take things more seriously and you have a different vetting process. But regardless of what stage of dating that you're in, you're going to have to spend money to date, and you don't want to cheap out in that area because that's very unattractive to the person that you're going on the date with. So be chintzy in other areas, be stingy in other areas, be frugal in other areas, but when it comes to that memory of going out on a date and being romantic with somebody, don't cheap out on that. Don't go out of your budget. There's a big difference between breaking your budget completely versus not spending any money or trying to cut out on that $2 add-on because you're not super sure if it's really worth it or not, whereas you know that if you paid that extra $2, both you and your person that you're seeing are going to be a lot happier. So do not try to cut corners in that area. Let yourself enjoy that moment. You're being frugal in so many different other areas of your life. Why not enjoy this to the max ability that you can? The 3 areas of your health, your fitness, your dating, all are super, super important. If you need to spend a little more in these areas, hey, that is okay. Be more strict on the other areas. The other areas that I've recommended in my other videos. If you don't know what areas I'm talking about, if you haven't seen that video yet, make sure to watch that, and then you'll get a better understanding of the areas to be more frugal in your 20s and your 30s. And now you know the areas to enjoy yourself and be a little less strict for. So by having this balance, you will be able to enjoy your 20s and set yourself up for your 30s.